Hello. I'm gonna give it a second for everyone to log on. Put my things away. Let's see. Hi. Welcome back to Wednesday and welcome back to another Dazzle of the Day Wednesday. It is, as always, my absolute and greatest pleasure to be with you here in a brand new week where anything is possible for us, and I do so enjoy our time together. So thank you for putting Dazzle of the Day, 11 a.m. PT, on your calendars to join me here. It just literally lights up my heart, and I'm always happy to see whoever is here live, and I'm always happy to answer questions and chit chat with everyone afterwards as well. As a gentle reminder, I do want to hear what's in your heart. I do want to hear what's on your mind. So please feel free to ask me questions about anything that might be coming up in your heart or coming up in your mind for you or coming up in your life, right? There's a lot going on for everyone right now, and I want to be the most valuable resource to you possible. So please, if you have a question about the Dazzle of the Day and the topics that I present to you, I want to hear that. And if you have any other questions about anything else going on in your life, I want to hear that too. Hi, Anita. It's so good to see you here. Thanks for tuning in. So welcome back to Dazzle of the Day Wednesday. So happy to be here with you. And today we're talking about ease. And well, for anyone who might be tuning in a little bit later who is not familiar with what a dazzle is or what Dazzle of the Wednesday is about, let me just remind you. So a dazzle, as I see it, as I have labeled it, very lovingly labeled it, is basically any high energy, happy event, circumstance, experience, affirmation, awareness, realization. Basically, a dazzle is anything awesome and anything that is pleasant. It doesn't even need to be awesome, off the charts Disneyland. It could just be something pleasant that we come across, that we experience in our day. And so anything that is of that really lovely, pleasant energy, or of that really abundant, over the top awesomeness kind of energy, that is worth us paying attention to. Yes, and we recognize that it's worth us paying attention to because we know that the central tenet of the law of attraction is like attracts like, and we get more of whatever we're choosing to focus on. Yes? So when something pleasant, when something nice, when something lovely, when something awesome happens in our day, we are constantly reminding ourselves, we're setting that intention, we're going ding, ding, ding. Yes, I'm going to pay attention to this. I'm going to choose to pay attention to how lovely it is to get this front row parking spot, how lovely it is and how good it feels to get that text message, how lovely it is and how good it feels to get that really, I got the most wonderful note from a client this week just expressing to me how grateful she is for our relationship, and that just literally lit my heart up, right? So that felt like abundance to me, and I really chose to pay so much attention to that because I know, and you know, and we know that like attracts like. And so the more we can pay attention to that which is lovely in our lives, that which is pleasant, that which feels good, the more that we will attract more pleasantness, more niceness, more feelings of feeling good, and more awesomeness. Yes, so this is one of our most paramount themes here in Radiant Living and also in my Hello Joy classes and of course all my individual coaching. Yes, so there is no truer manifestation formula than feeling good thoughts plus feeling good feelings equals manifesting the desires of our heart more easily. Yes, so feeling good thoughts plus feeling good feelings equals manifesting the desires of my heart more easily. Hi Ellie, it's so good to see you. Lolly, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for joining. And so today's Dazzle of the Day, now that I gave a nice little bit of context, that is being at ease is wise, not weak. So being at ease is wise, not weak. So a mantra for us, yes, an intention, if you will. So what would it look like? What would it feel like to always be at ease? This question often causes us quite like a lot of consternation, if you will. It causes a lot of sort of energetic push-pull because there's part of us that, yes, that so desires to, oh yes, ease, please. I would like everything I do and be and experience to happen with greater ease. That sounds so magical. That sounds so amazing. Please, I would like more of that. And then, so that's sort of this heart component of us. And then what happens is the thinking mind and the ego goes, well, I don't know if you can do that. I mean, you can't always be at ease. That's lazy. And maybe that's irresponsible. And I know for me, my thinking mind most certainly has said, well, you can't always be at ease. That doesn't seem safe at all. Being at ease is too easy. Yes, I've been trained to be a hard worker. And so it doesn't feel safe to be at ease at all, because the way I've learned to be successful and the way I've learned that I can be successful and the way that I've learned that I can be happy, yes, is by being a hard worker. So if I'm not if I'm being at ease, then I'm not being a hard worker. Both of those things can't happen at the same time, which means that if I'm choosing to be at ease, if I want to be in the feeling of being at ease all the time, then I'm certainly not going to have a happy or successful life. That doesn't sound safe at all. Can't do that. So then what do? We do, as I have done, as I'm sure that you have done, and you have friends and you have family members that have done this too, is we relegate ease, the experience of ease, to a moment here and a moment there. Ease has to be earned as we see it. Yes, as we experience it, as we allow ourselves to experience it. Ease is not for all the time. Ease is only for special occasions. Ease is only when I've earned it, only when I've been good enough, only when I've tried hard enough, only when I've worked hard enough. Am I allowed to have 9 minutes of ease? Yes? And so humanity as a whole doesn't really credit ease as a means to happiness and success, or a happy or successful life, and it's quite the opposite, in fact, right? We extol hard work and long hours and busyness. This is how we achieve life satisfaction. Leaving ease, something to be experienced only again when we earn it, yet rarely, if we really think about it, if ever does one find the deep satisfaction, joy, that one seeks via this path of all this extraneous time and work demands. We work really hard at endeavors that often hold very little true value for us. Yes, therefore, when we achieve all that we're working hard for, we feel a little empty. We think we should be happy. We tell ourselves, I should be happy. Yes, and we're genuinely confused because we're not nearly as happy as we would have expected, having accomplished the things that we've accomplished up until this point. And so it's quite confusing. Yes, and we've talked about this here before. I've done everything right. I've followed all the success instructions to a T. I've crossed all my I's. I've accomplished so much, and yet why do I feel off somehow? Dissatisfied somehow? I should be really happy. And this happens because, as I explained earlier, very often we're working really hard towards endeavors and accomplishments and accolades and achievements that if we were a little more honest with ourselves, a little more transparent with ourselves, if we just put a pause on the choo-choo train that is us, yes, we would be able to tap into the fact, yes, the knowing that maybe a great aspect of what we're pursuing for ourselves, or what we're labeling important and valuable, is not actually important and valuable to us. And therefore, the achievement of it will never be satisfying, because it was never that true blue desire in the first place. Yes, and so humanity lives under this false premise that life satisfaction must and can only happen under the guise of hard work. But if you really think about it, if you really tap in about it, right, when has hard work ever really equated to true blue life satisfaction? And the feeling of feeling good, very often it's momentary, right? But it's not deep-seated and it's not lasting. Life satisfaction is so unique to the individual, to you and to me, and it's as unique as the billions and billions and billions of specks of sand on the beach. There is no one happiness and success formula, and this is why it's paramount for each and every human being, every soul that's here on the planet, for you, for me, for we, for us, to really learn how to be in a greater state of ease with ourselves, and therefore a greater state of receiving the knowledge, the knowing of what our own unique success blueprint is. Our own unique success, abundance, prosperity, and joy, blueprint, and formula is not something that anyone else that has ever come before us can give us in full. It is not something that you can find, that we can find on the internet. It exists nowhere else but in your heart and in your consciousness and in the ether. There is no plan already planned, already out there on Google, on YouTube, even here in my feed, that will fully fit you. And that's because it's for you to download. But when the brain and the mind and the heart is so stuffed full of clutter, of the expectations and the obligations and the shoulds and the have-tos and the to-dos that are projected on us by others and by society, then we cannot see through to what is true for us. We're choosing, very often unconsciously, but hopefully this conversation will make it more conscious for you, we are choosing to plug into, to be aware of someone else's plan for us, while bypassing the process of true introspection and pause that will yield to us our own personal success formula. It's available to everyone and anyone. Yes? And so, where do we begin? Where do we begin? We begin by first stepping back and asking ourselves, what would it feel like to always be at ease? Do I have negative consequences attached to the experience of being at ease, which we talked about at the very top of this video, which is that most of us do. We think it's not safe to be at ease, because if I be at ease, then I am lazy and I am irresponsible, and then I'm not paying attention to the success formula that has been handed to me. But quite frankly, as we're talking about, very often by following other people's expectations, obligations of us, whether it's individual people that have been impactful in our lives, or whether it's been culture or society induced, yes, very often it doesn't lead to the life that lights our heart up. So, is being at ease really weak? Is it really irresponsible? Is it really actually lazy? Or is it the wisest thing that we can afford for ourselves? Is being at ease the true and direct path and pipeline to living a satisfied life? It's something for us to really think deeply about. Yes? Because I truly believe it is the wisest thing that we can do. It's the antithesis of being weak. And as I said, it's akin to like laying down this direct pipeline between ourselves and the treasure troves of joy and abundance that awaits us in any given moment. But we have to be brave enough, right? Courageous enough to just give it a shot, to be a little more at ease. What does that mean? It means just take a nap. Take a nap. That's a way to be at ease. When you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling confused, when it feels like nothing's going your way, when you feel like you can't get ahead, yeah? What the thinking mind, what the ego would say is you need to work harder. You need to lean in even more. You need to spend more hours at your desk. You need to work the problem even more. You need to be more creative. But all of that happens when we do that, when we push ourselves to be in a high energy, vibrancy, creative state, feeling good mood. When we're not, is we just sink our emotional boat even more. we really just feel worse. We just exhaust ourselves. So the wisest thing we could do at that point is try to choose with a little more consciousness a greater state of ease. And we can't even force ourselves into ease. It's not a button a lot of the time. It's an experience. It's a process. Yes, it's a process. And how could we just begin the process of being more at ease? Well, we could just take a nap. I took a nap this weekend because Aiden was running a cold again. And if you tuned in last week, he was running a cold the week before. And I just started spiraling. I was just an emotional mess. And I could not get ahead of myself. And I was sad and I was down and I was out and I was sad and I was down and I was out. And I was just like, I need a nap. I need to go sleep for 2 hours. So while Aiden takes a nap, I'm going to take a nap. And I woke up from that nap feeling a lot better. Not all the way better, but a lot better. And it was the easy way to go, to take that nap. Yes? And so even just taking a nap is an example of being a little more at ease with ourselves and for ourselves. Yes? So, hi Kathleen, it's so good to see you. So accessing, so let's reiterate this again. Going about accessing and receiving the flow of guidance and abundance. How do we do that? How do we access the flow of abundance and guidance and direction that is always waiting for us if we can just calm the F down? Quite honestly, if we could just chill out a little bit. How can we access the inspired action that is going to lead us into creating a life that actually feels satisfying, right? And it's in the last place that the thinking world would imagine it, which is exactly what we're talking about. It is inside rest, it is inside relaxation, it is inside slowing down, and it is inside the art of being more at ease and more playful. So the starting place for accessing the flow of abundance and prosperity and clarity and confidence that comes as a result of being more at ease and chilled out is not at is not at the beginning at yet another checklist. It is inside of, it is at the beginning of a fresh new perspective. Yes? Just the intention to be a little more easy about ease. And to even say to oneself, well, maybe being at ease is actually a superpower. We talked about the art of being frivolous as a superpower, and they're very closely related. So maybe being at ease is actually not weak, but a superpower. Maybe being at greater ease isn't lazy and irresponsible, but wise. Maybe if I could be a little more chilled out and a little more at ease, I can actually work more quickly. I can actually work on projects that are way more meaningful to me. I can actually experience a lot more prosperity and abundance with the flow that my heart desires, with the flow that my soul and my spirit knows is available to me if only I were to get out of my own way. And so we've talked a lot about different ways to be at ease, but I really just want to put this in front of you, this concept. What would it feel like to always be at ease? And maybe the answer to that, the response to that, is not the one that the thinking mind and the ego first responds or reacts with, which is, well, that would feel terrible because I would feel lazy and irresponsible and I would never get anything done in life. But what if it's the exact opposite? What if I felt more productive than ever? What if I felt more tapped in to my well-being and my health and my creativity? What if I felt more successful and happy and joyful? It's interesting, human beings, we get and are so caught up in proving ourselves and proving our worth through hard work. It's so self-imposed. We've done it to ourselves. Somewhere in our history, someone said, you're only valuable, and you're only as valuable, and you're only as worthy as, and you're only as credible as much hard work as you put in, and you prove that you can do all on your own. And somehow, this caught on. But what if it's way more of a team mentality? What if success and happiness, what about if the true echelons of that is really best experienced, most easily experienced through partnership with one another, but also with the divine? What if it's more of a team mentality than an individual player mentality? What if I have nothing to prove on my own and nothing, right? What if I'm already of worth and it's all about partnering with life? What if that's the superpower? Not just doing it all on my own and pushing the boulder up the hill all by myself. Well, it just flips the whole notion on its head. Well, then it's safe for me to relax, and it's safe for me to chill out, and it's safe for me to partner with other people, and it's safe for me to partner with the divine. I don't have to do it all on my own. I could choose the easy way. I could choose the easy way, knowing that the easy way, that being at ease, is way more accurate, is way more applauded, actually, is smarter, is wiser, is more joyful. Because the dreams and the desires of our heart, as we talk about a lot here, you have to think about your biggest dreams, your most meaningful dreams and desires. And when you think about them, when you really think about them with any doubt, without any resistance, those dreams and desires are so high energy. They buzz at the energy level of excitement and joy and exuberance. Yeah, of thrill and prosperity and abundance. So how could those things that are so joyful, of such high energy, ever really be experienced via the route of hard work, exhaustion, overwhelm, anxiety, depression, the feeling of feeling alone? I don't know that they could. How does one road really lead to the other? Being that we talk about so much here that to more easily allow in and experience the dreams of our heart, we must become an emotional match to them. It's like getting on the same path with them. It's like laying that down, that direct pipeline between ourselves and the dreams and desires of our heart. So if we're in overwhelm and exhaustion and loneliness, if we're in hard work and it feels like hard work, how could we ever line up with the joy, thrill, abundance, and prosperity of our dreams? We can't. Do you see? One just doesn't work to get to the other. It's like getting on one highway going east and expecting that it's going to take you west. Yes? It's kind of like, here's another analogy. Baseball players would never expect to win the game on their own. There's not one baseball player on the team. It's not a one-man game. It's not like, let's say, being a swimmer. You know, it's a team mentality. So I do know I'm going quite on and on, but I do hope that this has also been helpful for you and something for you to really think about and lean into and ponder about and consider for yourself. Am I over-honoring hard work? Am I over-exaggerating the importance and the significance and the meaning and the rewards of hard work? And being overly busy and tired and exhausted? Is it possible that being at ease is actually the most direct way to abundance and prosperity and joy and happiness? And choosing that way of being at ease doesn't make me weak at all, but actually makes me very, very wise. It's something I'm trying to practice more and more and more, because I have certainly been conditioned to work hard in life. So I do hope that this is helpful for you. And if you do want to pick one easy place to start with being at ease and embracing at ease, I would say take a nap. Just take a nap and see how that just resets you. Yeah? You can play the Dazzle game. Let me be dazzled. Which is exactly what we do here on Wednesdays, is we say, you know what? Let me be dazzled. Let me set my intention today to be very mindful of and aware of and on the lookout for that which feels good to me, and celebrate that, and choose to pay way more attention to what feels good and what is good than what I don't want and what I don't prefer, and really reap the benefits of that feeling of feeling good and the feeling good thoughts. Yes? And so we look for dazzles in our day. Anything awesome, anything pleasant, anything that feels really good. Yeah? And we choose and we choose and we choose as the deliberate creators of our life to pay way more attention to that. That is a way of also inviting more ease into your life. Because when you're feeling good, you just are more at ease. And then you'll find life is just clicking into place and clicking into place and clicking into place. Yes? I do hope this has served you. Let me just scroll back just a little bit and see if anyone had any particular questions. Danny, it's so good to see you here. Yes, when I'm feeling manic and overwhelmed, I take a short nap. It's so helpful. And I would see that as productivity too. I would see a nap as productivity. Yes? The ego is going to see naps as, again, lazy and irresponsible, and you don't have time for those. Right? But you also don't have time to sit at your desk for 3 hours and spiral. So if you take a half an hour nap, the thing that might have taken you 3 hours at your desk is now going to take you 37 minutes, right? So it's actually the more productive way. Let's use these words again. It's wise to take a nap, not weak in this context, yes? Because the nap taps us back into our flow, yeah? The nap centers and grounds us. The nap helps us sort of wash away and release a lot of those overwhelmed, anxious feelings. So when we wake up, we're feeling more like our true, aligned, joyous, hopeful, and optimistic selves. And from that place, we're also way more creative. So when we return to the projects that are meaningful to us, yes, we sort of move through them with way more confidence and clarity and ease, yes, and way more productivity, yeah? So naps are wise, not weak, okay? Through our work together as well, as one of those, hold on, let's see. Through our work together as well as those that I've met through you, I've learned to tap into imagination again. Oh, that's so fun. We did a lot of that in Dreamscape Journal December, which is essential in my business, and you can't play and imagine if you are not at ease. It's so true. We can't play, be at play, be in the art of being frivolous, and we can't imagine. We're not nearly as good, I say that word really loosely, at daydreaming when we're not at ease, because we're so in those jittery feelings, yeah? So keep tapping into this week. What little activities bring you ease? Just help you. I have a couple of clients actually who taking a bath. Taking a bath helps them be at ease. Taking a bath helps me be at ease too with my essential oils or my Epsom salts. I had a client last week who I called her up at the time of our session, and she was like, like, I mean, she just like from the second she picked up the phone, I could tell she was just like undone. It had already been a day in her work life, right? And she's like, I've been up since 2:30 in the morning and I've been working. She's like, but I did work out. I did work out this morning and I'm really proud of myself for working out. And I was like, girl, how about instead of having our coaching call right now, you go take a bath, because baths really center her and regroup her and help her calm down. Why don't you go take a bath? I told her, I'll reinstate this session. I'll put it back in your account. You go take a bath and we'll talk next week. And I'm like, would that serve you so much more than feeling like you need to be on right now and talking to me? And she took the biggest sigh of relief and was like, oh, yes. And I said, okay, you just got to promise me that during this hour, you're not going to go work. You're going to go take a bath. And she said, I promise. Everyone I know, everyone at work, and everyone in my life right now knows that I cannot talk this hour because I'm talking to you. So I know that I won't be interrupted. And she did. She went and took that bath, and she texted me that night before bed. And she's like, I cannot thank you enough for encouraging me and giving me the space to take a bath. I felt so much better afterwards, and I felt so much better and regrouped and clear that I actually went to the network and I asked for help. And I never asked for help. And I'm really proud of myself for doing that. And it was such a win. It was such a win because she was able to just calm and center and come back to her collected, confident, and aligned self and ask for the help that she needed. How could this plan, how could taking that bath ever be connoted, thought of as weak and anything but wise and anything but productive, quite frankly? That bath returned her to herself, so much so that she could ask for the help she needed. And you know what? That was a win-win, not just for her, but a win for whoever is now going to help her, because maybe that person needed a job. Maybe that person needed a project that they were going to be really excited about. And now because she asked for help, she's getting the help that she needs, right, to experience more ease in her life. But the person who is now going to get hired is maybe going to get the money in their bank account, the creativity in their heart, right? They're going to be able to use their hands at something they love doing. Yeah? Wise. Wise, not weak. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. Lots of little highs and hellos. Okay, ladies, I so hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that it served you. So we're really asking ourselves the question right now, what would it feel like to always be at ease? What would it feel like to always be at ease? And could being at ease be wise rather than weak? Maybe it's the exact opposite than what I've been taught and what I've been living. Maybe this can really work for me. Maybe ease is actually my new superpower. Yes? Okay. Any other questions, any other feelings, please do type them in the comments below, and I will be answering for you either later today or tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I so appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye.